Welcome to another
Bah, bah, bah.
episode of the Brian and
Mason Podcast,
Podcast. Episode 14.
episode 14.
What are we
How you
talking
doing today,
about?
Brian?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there.
You know what? It's party season. It is time to talk about the greatest party of all time. And for that, we are going back to 100 AD Rome.
Oh, okay. We're going way, way back.
Yeah, so we've already got my main guy up here, Bacchus. This is the Roman god of wine, fertility, religious ecstasy, and madness.
Religious ecstasy. What the hell?
Religious ecstasy.
That's
Yeah.
ecstasy only sold by priests. No,
You
it's
know, you
fine,
joke.
officer. This is religious ecstasy. This isn't illegal.
You joke, but being the god of wine and drunkenness, that is actually a credible defense to say that, officer, I was just going to church.
Yeah, it's sacrament, right? It's religious
Yeah.
sacrament. These aren't drugs, officer. This is religious sacrament.
So, I'm going to assume most people tuning into our history podcast, they know their Greek and Roman gods, so we're not going to get too much into this. Um, we're going to kind of jump right into the worship of the Roman god Bacchus, and that's called the Bacchanalia.
Wait, this is Bacchus?
That's Bacchus.
That's Bacchus? Okay, okay. I thought this was like a Dolce and Gabbana model or something.
You're not wrong. This um and I think that you were the one that brought this to my attention. So this is a 16th century Caravaggio,
Yeah.
who was a famous Renaissance painter. And I didn't notice this. Brian caught this. He's like, "Did you notice the reflection in the wine?"
Oh yeah, I'll bring it up for you.
So obviously, this is not a contemporary image of a mythical god, but I think it captures the vibes of Bacchus perfectly. Of you know, he's a younger guy. He's got those bedroom eyes on you. It's definitely a vibes thing. And so yeah, that in the center there that looks like a wine bubble. If you zoom in, you can actually see his face reflected in there, correct?
Yeah, that's supposed to be supposedly a self-portrait of Caravaggio himself. And yeah, they like used a bunch of like X-ray tech and all these things to get an even clearer image that you can like compare it, and you do like the photo negative of it and everything. It's like, no, it's not just a reflection or light in the wine. It is his face and this and all that. So thought that was an
Okay.
interesting detail. That's why people are like, Caravaggio, master at his works,
Well,
when you
he
can do little things
really
like that.
he really nailed the presentation of Bacchus. Zoom back out and let's get one more image of this. You know, Brian, what we're going to be talking about, it is a little difficult to talk about cultures and like sexualities from 2,000 years ago and not put our modern day labels on because that's bad history. And we don't want to do bad history, even if it's fun.
We're not going to put modern day labels on old stuff. That's like our specialty, though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do bad history. So we'll just say at the top of the episode, if you know history and you see one of our clips and you're like, "Wow, that's all wrong," I'm acknowledging it up here that I'm a dumbass. So we're gonna talk about. Let's get into just how weird Rome was about sex and partying.
Okay.
So the Roman Empire around
Like
50
freaky
AD.
weird?
No, go to the next image,
All
and
right.
that'll be the background for this. So around like 2030 AD, Rome started passing what they call Julia laws.
Okay.
Uh, Julia laws were a set of social reforms for the Roman Empire that was concerned with like their falling birth rate. They were concerned with their children marrying outside of their class. They were worried about all these foreigners coming into their country with their weird ideas.
Which is a funny oxymoron, those first two. We need you to make more babies, but by the way, keep it in your class. No, 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 no dating homeless people, but we really need you to get those birth rates up. or poor people, I meant,
Yeah,
not homeless people. The unhoused, I should say.
yeah. And a lot of like the negative stereotypes would be like if you've ever had a prostitute in your family,
Oh,
you know, if
okay.
your great grandma was a prostitute, you can't marry into like a senator's family.
Gotcha. Okay.
What I do like is I am a local improv wannabe actor, so I hang out with a lot of really cool actors that are accomplished and do great stuff. Back in the day, it was prostitutes and actors. If you had an actor in your family, you weren't allowed to marry into a prestigious Roman family.
What? That's crazy. I've never heard that trope before.
Oh
What
yeah,
they have against actors? What did actors do that was so wrong? Make fun of
they are
politicians?
actors.
Uh,
Yes. But also too of like, you know, it's the same thing. It's a step below musician, and musician's not that good.
oh,
You know, I mean,
unless you were
even
like
just
Mozart or
imagine.
something.
Yes, if you're the very best, but even today, if you see that sitcom stereotype of like, would you want your daughter dating a musician that says he's trying to make it?
Oh, right, right. True, true.
Um, but there definitely was it was a very low class occupation to be an actor for most of history. It wasn't until like the 1800s when upper class women were like, I want to do acting. And then they're like, oh, well, it's fine.
It's cool
Um,
now.
but but I'm bringing that up because the picture here, we've got a picture of the Bacchanalia. Obviously, there's going to be drinking, there's going to be partying, but there's also plays. And that's a really important component of this. This is going to be the first plays performed.
Okay.
This is going to be the precursor to satire and, just kind of Western
They were doing
stage.
Hamilton back then?
They were doing uh, religious plays.
Oh, okay.
It
Like,
was it was everything had a message to it.
okay, that doesn't sound
Uh,
that fun.
I well, the fun was that you would also get to drink and party and then watch the
Ah,
play and then drink and party some more.
gotcha.
Um, go ahead and I think it's the next image here. At the Bacchanalia, one
Ooh,
more. That right? So that
so much
obviously
aura.
these are contemporary images. Um, but back in ancient Rome, Bacchus Dionysus was depicted as a young feminine man. That was one of his titles is uh, Dionysus androgynous.
Oh, that was another
If
name
there
for
was,
Bacchus?
yeah, go to the first
Huh.
image. Like that was a title that he had, and when we say androgynous, we mean like, oh, he doesn't look super masculine or feminine. When the Romans said androgynous, they meant he was an active sex partner with men and a passive sex partner with men.
Ah, okay. Because oh yeah,
Canonically
for
gay.
for the reference for viewers too, in Roman culture, it wasn't viewed as gay to have sex with a man, but it was seen as gay to be submissive to a man in that, and that's like a weird trope that they had back then. Correct, right? That was a Roman thing. I
Yes.
don't think that was a Greek thing either.
Um, it was also a Greek thing,
Oh, okay.
but it's one of those. It's such weird looking back and being like, so you're not gay. when you have sex with that man because you're doing it in a certain way and saying no homo?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because
And
you
you've
keep
got to
your
talk
eyes
with modern
closed the whole
historians.
time? Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to have a conversation with a real historian where they're like, "No, not gay. A different totally different thing." And I'm like, "Was he having sex with men?" Yes. Okay. Okay.
Right, right.
You know. Um that but one of his titles was androgynous. Another one was pseudonar.
Hmm. Like Sudafil?
Uh no, like pseudo, not actually.
Oh.
So one of his titles was false man.
Oh, huh, interesting.
And it is interesting, um while we're doing bad history here,
Hmm.
that there is a god who has a androgynous and fluid sexuality. Um, the origins of his cult were mainly female led.
Okay.
Um, and like I just wonder so hard of like, man, this had to be a lot of trans men in ancient Rome, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you didn't know, even if you didn't have that concept of like, you're like, I feel different about my gender than the way society does. And it's like, oh, there's a God for that, you
Right.
know? I think it's really interesting.
Well, and isn't this a time
Um,
too where it's like most of the plays don't, a lot of the women are played by men in a lot of the Roman plays as well? Isn't that a thing?
yes. So throughout history, different times, different levels, but a lot of the stage was exclusively male. Um, even though it was like an undesirable position, it wasn't a high class position. Women were generally excluded, just because Roman society
Because
really sucked for women.
women don't know how to act like a woman as good as a man. I mean, let's be honest. Come on, guys. No one
You
knows.
know, you
No
would.
one can be a woman as good as a man can. Let me show you how to do it, ladies.
I had a hard time doing this because you keep running into stuff where you're like, I can't prove it, but I think that you're just kind of an angry bigot from 2,000 years ago.
Right.
Um, so let's go back to the picture of the Bacchanalia.
Okay.
I want you to look how fun that looks.
Right.
Everybody's having a fun, um, holding hands. These are primarily women gatherings. They're women led. It wouldn't be until uh, around 50 AD, 100 AD that men started being noticeably included and recorded in priest rolls.
Okay.
Um, and this is also going to be the origin of the word rave. Um,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah. So rave in our modern day means to party, to dance. Um, Back in ancient times, it meant to go crazy with madness.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
but if at these bacchanalias, they would say that these women go crazy with madness. Um, it's really important to note at different times in Roman cultures, women pretty much weren't allowed to drink.
What?
Women weren't women weren't allowed to drink socially. If you were a high class, upper class woman, you would be able to drink at a party held in your own home. Um, but
Dude.
there are
There's
recorded instances where a woman got drunk at her own house party and embarrassed her husband and was like executed for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there was like one person that ruined it for everybody that's like, ooh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
So I want you to have that context of like, and originally
she
this was
probably was
a
just
three or
spitting
four
straight
times a year.
facts too, let's be honest. She probably was like, you know what?
Oh,
Let me tell y'all motherfuckers something about this shit round here.
she said something So true. I don't know what she said, but it was the truest thing about her husband that's ever been said.
Right.
Let's just say that.
And he's like, oh,
So
a true statement
with
about
that,
me? How embarrassing. I cannot believe you said that.
I can't let that slide.
She called us calves tining.
There was a moment where you weren't living in perpetual fear of me, and I can't have that.
Right.
So I want you to have that context, and I do want you to imagine a bachelorette party if women could only drink 3 or 4 times a year. If you could only drink 3 times a year, it would not be safe to be around me. I'm going to get blackout drunk. I'm sorry.
With all the other homies too? Oh yeah.
Right. Could you imagine, like, you haven't seen your friends in months because you have to take care of a piece of shit that you hate?
Yeah.
And you get to drink, and, like, somebody wanders over and it's like, you women need to drink less. It's like, yeah, they went crazy on him. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So just a very limiting experience.
Like, they say not in
Rome
front of
was
the kids.
so obsessed.
But the kids drunk
Rome
too.
Was, yeah.
Rome was,
I don't know if it's metaphorical, if she's like, it's gonna be grape juice, or if it's like kids drank back in the day. You could give kids wine in ancient Rome.
It's fine. It didn't have that high of an alcohol percent. They'd have to drink a lot, right? Just a little bit's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody in ancient Rome would mix their wine with water.
Oh, huh. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
But because you didn't want to get drunk. You'd water it down to like a 5% beer.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, we're getting special effects going.
Wrong button. But hey!
Watch out, folks.
It's keeping you on your toes.
They would water it down to like between 3, maybe up to 8%.
Ooh, I wonder if it made it not taste as bitter or whatever too at the time. It might make it more palatable.
Wine was so bad.
Yeah.
They would add like lead salts and stuff like cedar chips.
Like, let's get some mercury in this. Anything to change the flavor.
Anything. If you look at the flavorings they use, you're like, yeah, that's bad wine.
It's because they didn't know about beech nuts back then, man. That's what they were missing out on.
A smoked beech nut.
Yeah.
We're getting off course. Yeah, Rome was really obsessed at this time with maintaining their culture. They were very afraid of foreigners. They were very afraid of homosexuality. That was an issue in their culture, is men were having sex with men and then letting men have sex with them. And that was gross.
Right. That spreads. That's like a virus, right? They're like, that's what they're like. The gay, it'll jump out from behind the bush and it'll get ya. Next thing you know, you're having sex with dudes.
Yep, that's how this works.
We got to put a stop to it immediately.
And so these parties, it was ran by women and effeminate dudes and outsiders and lower class people. And the rich absolutely fucking hated it. They hated that the poor and the minority groups were having fun and partying.
And I bet if they showed up, they wouldn't get to have fun because everyone would make fun of them or something, you know? They're like, I don't get to go. Everyone in town hates me.
I think that this is like a modern day a lot, where it's like, you actually could go and everybody there is so nice, they'll welcome you in. You just have to stop actively being an asshole for 5 minutes.
Right.
But you do know that you don't have it in you.
Yeah.
That's why you don't get to go to the fun party.
Right.
Deep down. Go ahead and pop over. The next image is an image of a play that they do. They do some reenactments, and that's a central part of the mysteries.
This one?
But go, and I have a picture of a carving on there that yes. Okay. So this is a big point that the Romans hate. Uh, oh God, you heard about the Super Bowl? So the Romans hate the Dionysians' music. Go over to the right. That's what we need to get.
I was gonna say, I love this lady's expression. She's fucking killing it on the tambourine, it looks like.
So the Dionysian music was driven with its drum heavy,
Dude,
drums, cymbals, and pipes.
that guy's double fluting. You see that?
Yeah, he's double
That
fluting.
mother, I didn't even know that was an option. You can double flute?
Yeah.
That's badass. No wonder why that chick's vibing so hard. You got the fucking double flute in the back? Hell yeah.
One of those is going to be a drone flute. So one of those is like do 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 do, and then the other one's doing a like diddle do diddle do.
Huh, okay, okay.
There's a heavy drum beat going on that's driving everything, and you've got cymbals going on in the
Something
back.
tells me he makes a great gay lover.
Oh, everybody here. This
The
was
double
the place
flute player?
to go.
That guy was
Oh, yeah.
desirable, I bet. Fucking what? He got all the dudes.
And I want you to contrast that. Okay, so this is rave music.
Right.
This is foreign music. It's spicy. Gets the kids in Rome going, and the old people in Rome hate it.
Yeah.
You know what kind of music Rome likes?
What kind of music? Let me think. I don't know. I'm trying to think like whatever music they would play at like a Shakespeare play, right?
You are on the right track, but we literally use the Roman music with some adaptions today in church.
Oh, huh. Okay, like church music. Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
So like choir music or something?
Hymns, choirs,
Yeah.
maybe a harp or if you got a fun church, you've got a youth pastor with a guitar.
Okay.
That's Roman music.
And what's oh man, I'm completely blanking on the huge piano that's like a xylophone.
Harpsichord?
No, an organ.
Oh,
do they have
okay.
organs in Rome?
Yeah. No, they don't have organs.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna be on like like psalters and harps.
They had guitars?
And they had fairly similar harps to like guitars. They had some sound boxes on there that got some projection.
I'm thinking like banjos.
Oh, good, bad options of, all right. So now, Brian, I want you to imagine that you are a 19-year-old Roman.
Okay.
And your parents. Yeah, good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you Yep. You got little strappy sandals.
I was gonna say, yeah. You want to know my fit? Yeah. I was gonna say,
what are we wearing?
I got the Jesus sandals on. I got a little mini skirt on, of course, to show off the calves.
Yeah.
Obviously, and a cute little tank top.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Now, your dad is a drunk asshole that legally owns you.
Okay. All right.
You need to remember that too. Your father brought you into this world and he has the legal right to take you out. And that is not a joke. He can murder you at any time. You can be a 45-year-old man and your dad could walk over and stab you in the neck. And everybody around you is going to go, well, he made him.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Back when men were men.
Back when men were men and everyone had trauma.
When I could just kill my son and get away with it. God, times were so much simpler.
Why'd society get bad? Yeah. So, do you want to go to church with your parents? Or do you want to go to the illegal, dirty, sexy party with all the loose women and the loose boys and the loose men?
Dude, all I would have to know is that all you have to say, double flute player, and I would be in. I'd be like, they're doing what? I gotta see that. I didn't know that was a thing that you was possible. What?
Am I coming for the double flute player? I was in the plaza 3 months ago and saw the carving.
Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? I wouldn't miss anything for the double flute player. He's like the Elton
So
John of medieval Rome, dude.
I do love that Rome was just like us. Gladiators had stage and sponsorships. There were definitely actors back then that, like, oh, I go to the bar and I get free drinks because of that time that I was, you know, the god Dionysus.
This lady is such a mood, though. I love this lady.
All of the images, like the images from the time and the medieval images drawing anything about Bacchus or the Bacchanalia, it really does seem to be like, oh, you're also an artist and read about this and made this look cool instead of bad. Um,
She looks like she's listening to that song that's like talking about dancing in the rain. How's it go?
Dancing in the rain. Dancing in the rain.
No, no, not that
Dun, dun,
one.
dun, 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 dun.
I'll find it later.
That's not the song. I'm
Uh-uh.
singing a different song.
But
All
anyways,
right.
I'm gonna zoom
So,
back out
Brian,
here.
if you didn't like we didn't talk about the guy on the left. Let's get over to him. So he's got a fox skin on, I believe. He's got I think that's supposed to be a leopard down there. Bacchus is symbolized with a leopard. But I
Mm.
want you to look at the staff that he's got in his right hand.
Yeah, it's weird. What the heck's going on at the top of that thing?
That's a pine cone.
Oh, yeah, that's like a very used religious symbol for a bunch of things. You know,
Yeah.
one of the reasons why too, it's actually related to my tattoo too. It's because like the pine
Oh,
cone has a lot of sacred geometry in it in the way that it develops. It has, yeah, a bunch of like interesting math in it about how it's symmetrical and everything and how it grows and how it's like perfectly symmetrical in certain ways. And yeah, that's part of the reason why they use it in a lot of religious iconography, because it's supposed to be like a representation of divine math.
interesting. We won't get into it. The followers of Bacchus are the satyrs and the Maenads,
Hmm.
who are depicted as part animal people. Like if you've ever seen the goat people,
Yeah, okay.
they're followers of Bacchus. And
Ah.
there's a lot of symbolization here, and this goes back to literally Gilgamesh and Enkidu of
And
somebody that's
who?
part
And
animal.
Inky who?
Enkidu.
I ain't never heard of
Enkidu.
Inky Doo. He sounds like a cool dude though.
You got Scooby Doo, you got Scrappy Doo, and you got Inky Doo.
No, I didn't know he was one of the Doo brothers. That's crazy. Inky Doo. Oh
But
shit.
so it's this classic representation. If you draw somebody that's a little more animal,
Hmm.
it's getting in touch with humans' more natural place, being
Okay.
a more giving into those urges, living like we did back in the day, which has always been a thing. Everybody's always been like, humans used to be so much more civilized.
Oh right.
Um, but there's a lot of symbolism to the wild and the creatures
Mm.
with them. But specifically on the theorist, I do just want to point out that's a pine cone that honey comes out of the end. You lick the honey that comes out the tip.
Hell yeah.
Um, Also, to
I've got a
the
pine cone
like,
that the honey comes out the tip that you can lick too for sure.
yeah, and I can only imagine that this played such a central role that this may be a reason why we love dick jokes so much.
Yeah.
There, the Romans really programmed dick jokes in Western culture. I swear.
Oh, okay.
Um,
They were like the medieval Robert Bernays. They were
yeah, but
propagandizing dick jokes.
just with dick jokes.
Yeah.
Um, and on the topic of propaganda, Pull up that last image. If you were gonna make up something bad about somebody, of like, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Like, just make up something crazy. What's like the worst thing that you could say about a group of hippies? Group of weirdos.
Well, I mean, are you talking about in reference to this picture specifically?
No, the Simpsons image.
Oh, I don't have that one pulled up. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, Brian.
There it
So,
is. I got it right there.
So yeah, if you look in the histories, they started being a real big issue, and
Saying
people are
that they
like,
ate babies?
yeah, and that's just when I was like, look, I understand you don't like the debauchery sex and the getting drunk and the partying, and you don't like the class mixing. I believe you that you just don't like all that and you think that's bad. But they eat babies.
They're eating babies?
Oh, they're eating every
Bones
night they
and
eat
all?
babies, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, all of it. That's why we don't find any bones.
Maybe that was just a mistranslation. Maybe it's a different kind of babies that you're not thinking out. Maybe your mind's not dirty enough.
So, no, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and flip onto the back, that last image of Dionysus. All good things must come to an end. Um, and so this is Dionysus pouring one out. This is a libation for parties that no longer were.
I thought that was a party foul. I thought he got so drunk he was just like, whoa, he lost control of his cup.
No. Pouring one out for the dead homies is possibly the oldest human tradition.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it predates writing.
What? Pouring one out for the homies?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Pouring
Sure.
one out on the grave, pouring one out on the ground on like a special occasion.
Is pissing on your enemy's grave just as old then too?
Yeah.
It's like a human history staple.
There is a long history of your enemies are cannibals, but also there's one time that we ate our enemy and turned him into poop. It just pops up weirdly all over.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
But so all good things must come to an end, and in 186 AD, these parties came to a head because a foreign priestess came named, I've written her name down here, Pacula Ania.
Pacula Ania. Oh, okay.
Pacula Ania, which I love that we
that
have
Ariana
the name
Grande's great grandmother.
Throw a few more greats in, yes,
Okay.
for quite likely, because she put on the greatest party of all time.
Nice.
We've got. I love that we've got a name to put to this. This was called the Bacchanalia scandal of 186,
What?
and this is what the Romans used. They used the word scandal.
What was so scandalous this time? So all the other ones are just regular Bacchanalias, but this one's the Bacchanalia scandal. Scandalous.
So they were putting up with it. They were putting up with it for a while. But Pacula Ania came and she changed a few things on here. She changed 3 things, but the big thing is before the mysteries used to be going on 3 or 4 times a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, every 3 or 4 months you can have a couple nights off to go to the party. Pacula Ania showed up in Rome and said, actually, guys, we're going to do it 5 times a month.
Oh, damn. Okay. That got their attention real quick, I bet.
Also, it's going to go on all night from now on. After party does not stop.
And the men heard that and they're like, hey, yo, this lady's tripping. We gotta shut this down immediately.
Immediately.
What?
And then finally, nobody over 20 was allowed to join.
What? Oh,
Yep.
oh, she really pissed off people.
No, dude, you're weird, and you're gonna make this weird coming into our space. Just don't come.
Right.
And they were like, absolutely not. And so this is going to be Rome's first big religious crackdown.
Oh, that's crazy.
So this is actually going to predate the persecution of Christians in Rome.
What? Huh, okay.
Yeah, and this is part of
So
the
wait,
Roman
Christianity
society
was
is
still big
crumbling.
while all of this is happening?
Christianity had just started.
Ah, okay.
The most of the New Testament wasn't written until 60 AD, between like 40 and 60 AD.
Okay.
And we're in 160 AD. So it's spreading, but it is something Rome is really familiar with, which is what they call a cult. So all of the gods, there's like 12 major gods in Rome. All of them have cults. Some minor gods have cults. And some heroes like Hercules and Mithras have cults. And some people think that's actually where we get our worshiping of saints.
Okay.
Is when the Romans incorporated Christianity, they kind of rolled in this hero worship. So, but Rome was in a really interesting position when they were trying to crack down on this, because Rome 100% believes in Dionysus.
Right, yeah.
So
Whether you
that is
do or
quite
not,
a
because it's
problem.
like one of those things, it's like, even if you don't, it's like, yeah, no, you say you do so that you get to go to the party and and drink the wine kind of thing.
Right. Well, and it's also one of those, everybody's sitting around at the table like, if we start poking holes in each other, we're all gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
Everybody just yeah. um but so in 186, this party has gone into overtime, and the real issue is everybody's going. Everybody's kids are going. The number of people that are like on the books is like, oh, what church do you go to? What cult do you go to? Everybody goes to the cult of Dionysus.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um, and so Rome puts a series of laws in place about how many people can gather at once, how they can celebrate it, um, and it culminates in them coming into the city in the middle of the night and rounding up 7,000 members of the cult and executing them in one night.
Oh, damn.
So they came in and they grabbed all the organizers, all the leaders, um, and shut it down overnight.
Holy shit.
And in different pockets, it maintained itself. People still worshipped it, but the big history of the Dionysian, the Bacchus cult in Rome ended in 186 after this and never recovered.
Holy cow, huh?
And that's
7,000
how the
people.
7,000 people dying is how the greatest party in history ends, Brian.
Holy, and that's a one hell of an ending, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's not funny. We have to be.
It's like, and the party
What?
ended with the Twin Towers going down, actually.
And everybody clap. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
But yeah, protect your party spaces from authoritarian governments. All right, let's get out of here before we get labeled something. Bye.